then folks, welcome back to another video on the channel with me, DoctorBenjyFM. You hopefully recognise the music. Glory Hunter is returning to Twitch. I've been streaming it for about a week now. It has returned, and I'm going to do yearly updates on Glory Hunter from that Twitch save here. Weekly updates that include me just going through the save, letting you know how we got on in that season. Of course, if you're unfamiliar with the plan of Glory Hunter, the idea of Glory Hunter, this is what you have to expect. So the objective with Glory Hunter is to win all of the trophies you see on screen right now. The top 5 leagues in Europe: England, Italy, Germany, France and Spain, and then to win the top domestic cups in those competitions, as well as the Champions League, the Europa League, the European Championships and the World Cup internationally as well. There's 2 international tournaments. The big caveat, 20 years. You have 20 years to do it in. If you may have seen a video I did recently where I suggested some saves for you to do, this was in that, and it was a series I did last year on the channel, which you may have also seen. If you haven't seen it, feel free to catch up. Of course, we're doing this live, so on twitch.tv/DoctorBenjy, you can come over and watch it live whenever. The VODs will all be there as well for a period of time, so you can come over and catch up. If you want to watch through hours and hours of the journey, you can do. We have a lot of fun on stream as well, I'm sure. So hopefully you've been across before and you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, I'm live as this video goes up, and every time these videos go up, I'll be live the same day. So yeah, look forward to that hopefully, and come enjoy it. There's a link in the description. So, where do we start our journey? That's the big question. Well, the eagle-eyed amongst you may well have noticed that we started this particular journey at Lille. I'm using the old Lille badge, which I think it's sort of, you know, I'm going back to a former era. I'm enjoying it. They were quite successful for a period of time, Lille, and we've come in at Lille. The chat suggested it from the stream, and it was like, where do we go? France, right? We've got some options: Marseille, Lyon, or Lille. Maybe Nice would maybe the conversation as well. It came down to the fact that it's always going to be difficult. You're playing against PSG early on in a PSG cycle where PSG are 91 points better. Monaco are another choice for us, I should say, as well. They were very, very close to PSG. Fourth, not too bad. We're back in the Europa League for our second season, and as the season goes, it was a season of highs and lows, really. It was trying to figure out what our best side was. The Europa League journey was nothing short of a travesty. A group that we were dispatched out of pretty comfortably. Like there were moments where I thought we'd go through, but it just didn't happen for us. 7 points from our 6 games is never really going to be enough to qualify. Villarreal and AZ Alkmaar did better than us. There's not much more to say on it. We finished third, knocked out entirely. Luckily we're back in it, and again we've built a squad hopefully for next season that'll be a little bit stronger, I'm hoping. Looking at what we've had last season, we had some really good performances, especially from that forward line. We played a system that looked like this towards the back end. Again, we were trying to figure things out. We were trying to find a way to get the best out of the players available. Like this lineup here doesn't include the likes of Renato Sanchez, who is obviously like a world-beating player, potentially, like to come. Obviously, he had that period at Swansea where he wasn't great, but he went to Bayern Munich, he was pretty good. Lille seemed to really be enjoying him now, and fitting him into the team, finding a place and a home for him is a big challenge right now. Spoilers, I've bought him as a Ozil for next season, so yeah, well, yeah, I'm still doing those sorts of signings. Yeah, as I say, a real good side. We made some decent acquisitions as well in this team, and of course, if you've seen Glory Hunter, some of the players that I'm playing with right now at Lille will follow me to different clubs, and I'll be taking them with me if I feel the right move to make. You can see Vinicius Jr. signed, Pablo Rahman, of course, the Chelsea left back. You've got Saliba on loan from Arsenal. He was fantastic. Such a good player as well. Really, really like William Saliba. And then Pepetti, who is one of the young wonder kids of this year's football manager. 18 years of age, growing into what is going to be a superstar defender, I hope. And yeah, I'm sure we'll see plenty more of him in the seasons to come. Let's not pretend I didn't apply for certain jobs. There were jobs on offer that I considered going for. Tottenham was in there, Leicester was in there. There was a few Premier League jobs that were catching my eye a little bit. Not so much in Europe, like Napoli, things like that were there, and it's really given me a very similar situation to I have here in France, so we didn't take that one. I mentioned the front three: Vinicius Jr., 15 goals, 17 for Kone, who is one of like the starlets. Of course, Lille got rid of Pepe, and Kone sort of filled that void. Again, another little spoiler, little treat for you. In the transfer window after this summer, I'm sort of going back and recapping it for you here. Kone has gone to Arsenal for 40 million, and I've loaned back Pepe, while Arsenal are paying me 13 million per season to have him because they still owe me the money from signing him originally. That's Football Manager, viewers. Football Manager. Good fun. But as I say, a really good side. Like that back two was such a young back two, but did so much good work for me. Really, really solid. Jonathan David up front, of course, but Canadian viewers, I'm sure you're familiar with him. Wanted to know how he got on. 17 goals in 29 at this level of football is pretty good. The average ratings, not great, but we started this sort of pre-patch before they fixed the average ratings a little bit, so that must maybe impacting it. So take it with a pinch of salt. Similarly for our fullbacks, although I say this, Sulik, one of the best young fullbacks I've used this year, is 24, getting on a little bit, not really a wonder kid these days, but yeah, still a really good player, someone I'd definitely like to keep around. And I think that's going to be the key here, keeping a hold of the core players that I really like using and bringing in players to elevate us to the next level, to win a Europa League. I think that's the big issue for us now, is that as we finish this season, we now have to find a way to battle the Europa League sides that are much better than us. I'm talking the likes of Arsenal, ironically enough, that are going into that competition next season with a lot more to spend on budget and things like that, a lot more players with much bigger wages. If you look at the contracts we have here, the highest paid player currently 53,000, and that's Renato Sanchez, and even he wanted a new deal. So it's certainly getting up there. Like, we're trying to retain some of the value in our side. Of course, some of this team will leave as well, and there'll be a recap, of course, next season on what we did there. But lots to look forward to. I think as the first season goes, it's not quite as good as it was in Series 1 or Season 1 of the first Glory Hunter that we did on YouTube, of course. But yeah, as I say, feel free to come over and follow our journey over on Twitch. Doug's loving it, as you can tell. Absolutely loving it. Yeah, this season's going to be a battle to get into the Champions League places, but of course with an eye at all the jobs that have become available in and around Europe. That's going to be a real joy for us. So if you enjoyed this, do drop a like on the little recap. If you're looking forward to seeing more of these recaps as well, let me know in the comment section down below. I understand not everyone can watch all of Twitch, so I think doing these little year-on-year recaps are great. Doug's less impressed, but hopefully you are, and I'll see you soon for another one then. We love with care. Until next time, I'll see you for Season 2's update of Glory Hunter. 20 of these videos, one every year. Yeah, good.